funk. Thoughts deep, boys steeped in the depths that he sunk. Big stress, depressed in the middle of fall. Sky gray, I late in the thick of it all. I wonder, how long can a human survive just staying alive or carrying the rest of the tribe? Waiting for the day to arrive or struggling dies, and I be doing way, way more than getting by. So why? Cop myself a cup of coffee, sipping water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Hey, cop myself a cup of coffee, sipping water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Realize life is so much more than just living a day. Every day I can sit and reflect and reconnect to myself and all that I've been given. See, giving up is not an option. So when I'm looking at gray skies, I'll be adopting a new way to deal with a test. Lord, relieve me of stress to bring me looking like when blessings drop in. And so I cop myself a cup of coffee, sipping water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Sipping water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Hey, here we go. Yeah. Let's do this. Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. In times of test, let no harm beset me, oh my Lord, oh my Lord. Test. Let no harm beset me, oh my Lord, oh my Lord.
Warning, the following image and/or content may be disturbing, offensive to some viewers. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
It's Wednesday, y'all. What's up with it? Salute. Welcome to the lounge. What the hell's going on in my shirt? Welcome to the lounge, y'all. Salute. Welcome. Appreciate y'all tuning in on this Wednesday. Was almost noontime for some. Probably noontime for others. Probably some of y'all probably still in bed, wherever the case may be. I appreciate y'all tuning into the show today.
What?
I appreciate it. I really do. I really do. I really do. Hey, Scorpio, she said, let's go, Urban, let's get it. And then Scorpio talking about she got the Dur jerky on deck.
That's bullshit.
Scorpio over here sitting up here killing Bambi and things, y'all want to say. I was looking at Scorpio short and stuff, right? She said up here talking about come on over here, little dear Bambi, so she could make deer meat out of it. I was like, God damn.
God damn.
Scorpio wild as hell. Killing Bambi. Scorpio, did you learn anything from the Disney movie Bambi that you should have messed with Bambi's mom? I'm just saying. But nah, that's Scorpio. That's one of my top moderators, man. Shout out to her for real. Shout out to her for real, man. I appreciate it a whole lot. And I also appreciate each and every last one of y'all too, by the way. Everybody that comes over, who comes over to the lounge, you participate in, the chat. You also leave comments, if you don't catch the live stream. And I appreciate the ones who are catching the replay of the shows as well too. I appreciate that a whole lot. Appreciate y'all supporting the stream. Appreciate you. I really do. I really do. I really do. One thing about the lounge, and we're gonna get into the topic, y'all. One thing about the lounge is that we talk about things over here that could be, thought provoking, and it also could be very, very triggering. You know what I'm saying? We really do. But one thing about over here at the lounge is that hey, we allow people the opportunity to express how the way they feel, and we give our perspective about it, in a respectable way. That's what we do over here. That's why this channel is growing the way it's growing. You know what I'm saying? Because it offers something very authentic. It offers something very, unique and different. Where I see a lot of other, channels be lacking in that. Like case in point, you see channels where they always have panels and stuff, right? Then they panels don't go, according to how the way it need to go, which is it should be a level of not only respect, but it should be a level of discipline as well too. And a lot of content creators who be having these panels, they be lacking that. They be allowing their content to just be the wild wild west for real.
What?
Doesn't allow people to say any old crazy ass thing. And the reason why they do it is for clicks and views and to get that clipping moment. You know what I'm saying? Because they believe that drama sells. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Part of it can to a certain point, but at the end of the day, what is it really doing to your actual content? I see content creators they get to a certain point and then they can't move no further than that. The reason why is because what I see is the discipline part. All right. That's why I say, let's be dead honest with you. There's no discipline, there's no structure or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Last but not least, many people out here, they don't take content creation serious how the way they need to. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people they get on here, they just saying it is fun and games, whatever case may be. But we gonna get into all that, y'all. We gonna talk about content creation. I'm gonna give y'all the truth about content creation from a content creator perspective. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna share with y'all, my journey of content creation, where I was at in the past, where I'm at right now, and my plans to go further than that as well too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna be very honest. I'm gonna be transparent on the show. Hopefully, by me sharing, my experience of this, it could help people navigate how the way they want to go, for their particular lane of content creation. All right. So once again, I appreciate everybody going to tune into the show. OSD, what's up with it, bro? Salute. Welcome to the lounge. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. So how many of y'all ready to hear the truth about content creation? How many of y'all ready to hear the truth about it? Because I'm like, so I'm gonna be dead honest, I'm gonna be dead serious with y'all, all right? when y'all ready for that. Make sure you hit that thumbs up as well too, because it do help the channel out a whole lot. All right. Especially those who are catching the replay as well too. So let's go ahead and be truthful about content creation. All right. In order for me to give y'all the truth about content creation, first of all, I have to explain to you my journey of me being a actual content creator. All right. So let me go ahead and explain this to y'all. When I started my YouTube channel, it was back in 2014. All right. Yes, I had a YouTube channel all the way back in 2014. Okay. So I've been on YouTube for a long time. All right. So when I started my channel back in 2014, I'm gonna be very honest with y'all. I'm gonna be very honest, I'm gonna be very transparent. I started my channel because I was going through things back in 2014. Now, those of y'all who follow my content, right? Y'all know that I'm very, very transparent about my prior relationship or my prior marriage. You know what I'm saying? There are things that transpired, you know what I'm saying, that had caused me and my former wife to ultimately end up being divorced. All right. So within this whole process of trying to figure this thing out and figure out the things that we both did wrong and why it ended up the way it did, right? I needed some type of release. Okay. The reason why is because in my personal life, in my immediate circle, right, a lot of people didn't understand what I was going through during that time. A lot of people was literally judging me about the things that I was going through during that time. When I was expressing myself to the people who's in my immediate circle, all they did is criticize. All they did is trying to place the blame game and different things like that. So I needed some type of release. Now keep in mind as well too. I did seek professional help, which is like therapy, different things like that. But only therapy goes a long way. Okay. So I needed some type of release. My type of release was with YouTube. I had decided one day that I wanted to just go on YouTube and just talk to people about my experience or the things that I was dealing with during that time. So I started a channel and I began to post videos, not go live, but just posting those videos on my everyday life. I began to be transparent about things that I was dealing with. Even on top of that, I was sharing, inspirational things as well too, because in my mindset, I knew that I wasn't alone with dealing with the situation I was dealing with, which is at that time I was dealing with divorce. I also dealing with failure. Um, those of y'all who follow this channel, I also want to let y'all know that at that time I was still, associate pastor in ministry and stuff. And also I was a father as well too. So all these different elements was taking place in my life and my whole entire life that I knew of was changing instantly. So I needed some type of release to express that. I started my channel and I started talking about that. I started talking about my experiences behind it, what I'm saying, trying to figure out the why behind it so I can move forward in it. I began to share these experiences, what I'm saying, on YouTube, where, it can be inspirational or it cannot be inspirational, depends on, who is looking at the content. So ultimately, while I was doing that and stuff, right, I was getting some type of traction, but not a lot of traction. So I decided to do this. I like, well, YouTube is not kind of, getting me the attraction that I'm looking for. So I decided to go on Facebook. At that time, I had a Facebook page. All right. So I went on Facebook and I began to doing the same as that thing, sharing my experiences on Facebook. By me sharing my experiences on Facebook, I had got a lot of attraction on Facebook. In fact, my channel on Facebook grew to where I had over like at that time over like 4,000 followers on Facebook. Okay, so people start, it start, the scales start tipping. You know what I'm saying? Where people they can relate to what I was going through, and then you have other people, giving me pushback on it as well too. All right, so eventually I went back to YouTube and started talking about it more and more on YouTube. Now, a long story short, by me on doing this, I'm still doing it all because I believe that my channel is therapeutic for me. That was my vision. I didn't have no business prowess on my channel. I didn't have no intentions of building my channel as a brand or nothing like that during that time. All it was therapeutic. The reason why I'm sharing this with you because I believe a lot of people out there who start off as content creation, right? They have the same mindset as me in the beginning where they believe that their channel is therapeutic or they believe that they got something and they just want to express it to people. And they begin to do that and they begin to share that. Here's the truth behind this. The God honest truth is this. Content creation is not easy. When I'm talking about true content creation, I'm not talking about just getting on the camera and just talking all day, but I'm talking about truly creating something is not easy. Scorpio, she said this, and I'm not saying she said this. She said that Rome was not built in a day, and that is absolutely facts. Rome is not built in a day. Anything is not built in a day. Hell, those of y'all who follow the Bible, right? Y'all do understand that the whole creation process wasn't done in a day. Okay. It took a process for it to happen the way it needs to happen. But the thing about it, and where we end up lacking, is that we need to go through the process of building it and making it happen the way that we happen. True content creation is not easy at all. Now, once again, it's very easy to get behind the camera and talk. It's very easy to strike up StreamYard and hide behind an avatar and talk. That's easy to do. A matter of fact, it's easy for you to just simply have a StreamYard account and you allow people to come up and they just say, crazy thing on your channel. That's easy. That's easy to do that. But in reality, that's not true content creation. Okay. True content creation is simply that you are creating something that is unique to you. Unique to wherever it is that you're talking about. Unique to wherever type of vision or goal that you're trying to seek for your personal YouTube channel. That's what actual content creation is. That's why you see a difference between when people say I'm a content creator versus people that's starting up a channel. That's why you see the difference between where you hear people are truly content creation creators, right? They take their channel serious versus people who get on here and they just say I'm just on here for shits and giggles. It's a totally difference between that because the ones who are on here for shits and giggles and they want to, create content to beef, whatever, they don't have no purpose behind it other than just to do that. And that's it. That's why it don't go no further than what it is. Now, are these said type of channels, can they be successful in that moment? Absolutely. Absolutely. But it only goes so far. I've seen this through my years on YouTube. I always see these same type of say content creators get burned out. I do. God honest truth. I see them get burned out because it comes to a point of time where they end up losing purpose. They get bored with doing the same old thing over and over again, creating that type of, thing that they want to create. And so deep down inside, they want to do more. But here's the problem behind that. It's hard for them to want to do more is because now they already gathered the following of the type of thing that they already put out there. Sam Lamb. Here's an example. You're not creating a channel where you get on the panel, you just having people arguing with each other all day long, right? And you end up drawing that following and stuff, right? The next thing you know, you want to pivot and start talking about something different. Like say for example, let's talk about Biden. Like those of y'all who not following politics, right? Former President Biden had announced that he's have cancer. I believe it's prostate cancer. Okay, so you decide to pivot and start talking about that. Guess what? The moment you start talking about that, the same type of followings that you got, doing your previous stuff, right? It automatically decreases because you're not talking about the things that they want you to talk about. So you end up feeling some type of way about that. And guess what? It end up discouraging you. It discourages you to the point where you feel like that you need to give in. You want to give in and just no longer talk about that content and go back to the original content that you been talking about. Am I lying? So that's why I'm saying that it comes to the point where you do something like that, right? You end up running into a wall, you end up on losing purpose behind it, or you end up losing the very value that you're seeking. I want to tell y'all that true content creation is not easy. It's not. It takes a process. Let me give y'all an example. My children have different talents and ability. One of my daughters, she's into cheerleading. My other daughter is into dance and ballet. My other daughter is into culinary and creating art. My son is into athletics. He participated in track and field, and he also participated in football. Right? Do y'all know that just because they're interested in a certain thing, it doesn't stop right there? Y'all do understand that, right? What they have to do is that they have to do what is known as develop their craft or develop their niche that they want to, be a part of. How do they do that? They do that by practicing. They do that by learning their craft, learning the ability that they want to do. Like, say, for example, my daughter, who's a cheerleader, right? Do you know that in order for her to be the best at what she do, she had to practice in doing it? Meaning that she had to go to practice. She had to go to practice. In her situation, she go to practice almost every damn day. She go to practice every day. She spend hours in the gym with her team, and they go over the routines over and over again. They go through trial and error. They go through trial and error where they do a certain things, they mess up, they end up getting together. And on top of that, they have coaches who are there to show them the things that they're doing right and to show them the things that they're doing wrong. Same thing with my daughter who's doing ballet. The same as that thing. She got to go to practice. She had to practice this thing every single day to perfect it. Same thing with my son and my other daughters as well too. They have to practice this thing to perfect it every single day. The reason why I'm sharing this with y'all is because if you truly are about that life, about content creation, right? It ain't simply this getting behind the camera and talking. It ain't simply just grabbing the phone and going live. No, it ain't just that. It's more into it than just that. It takes you practicing. It takes you learning about whatever it is that you want to learn about within the type of niche that you want to know about. It also takes for you to have a very good, strong foundational support system as well too. Remember what I was telling you about my children? They have different coaches that coach them. The coaches will let them know the things that they're doing correctly, and the coaches will let them know about things that they're doing incorrectly. Not so that they could tear them down and stuff, right, and make them feel some type of way, but it's designed to help them. As you being a content creator, what type of support system that do you truly have on your corner? That type of support system that they will tell you straight up, hey, what you're doing is good. Keep doing what you got to do. Or they'll literally critique you and tell you, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Uh, maybe you need to, do this and do that. And they telling you this in a way not to try to manipulate your content or try to control you, but they see the potential behind it and they want you to succeed. Same thing with my children. What type of support system do you have as being in content creation? What do you have? What do you have to offer other than just coming behind the mic? A matter of fact, through my journey of content creation, I'm I'm this type of person where if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability, which I'm gonna do it, the best way possible. I started learning how to articulate myself in a certain way while allowing myself to make mistakes. So whenever people they hear me talk right, they'll say things like, "Why do he talk that certain type of way?" or "Why he stumble on his words? He do this and that." I want to let y'all know that that's by design. The reason why is because I don't want to be too perfect in my content creation where it won't trigger people to criticize me because I want people to criticize me. I do. I do certain things to perfect my content, like, say, for example, have a better studio setup, a better mic setup, and different things like that. Not because I'm trying to be um, another person or another type of content creator or nothing like that. No, I do it because I understand that content creation is also a very competitive market. You're competing against other people who are doing the same exact thing what you're doing. And I understand that. So I place myself in a position where I can compete in that same type of market. Same example, those of y'all who are working. Even though that you have the skills and ability to perform your job right, you still are competing against other coworkers. You're competing with other coworkers who potentially could do the job either on the same level as you or even greater. These same coworkers will eventually be selected to be in higher positions or higher roles than where you at. The reason why is because they are constantly doing things to better themselves. What end up happening also is this: is that people will end up becoming stagnant. In other words, they'll be content on where they at. Case in point, like for example, when I told people, when I say earlier, people just get their phones and just strike up a live, right? They'll be content just doing that, but don't want to perfect that at all. Period. Some people will get stuck at just striking up StreamYard without the paid version and be comfortable with that, be content with that. Some people will be comfortable with having poor audio quality and be happy with that, be content. The next thing you know, they're seeing their peers and stuff end up being on the same level or end up succeeding over them. And the reason why, because their peers are more ambitious than they are. And on top of that, they take it way more seriously than what they are. Content creation is not easy. True content creation is not easy. It takes a lot of sacrifice for you to truly to be a content creator, to do what you want to do on here. It takes you sacrificing time. It takes for you to learn how to time manage yourself as well too. It takes for you to discipline yourself to do lives even when you don't want to do them. There be times where I don't be wanting to do lives at all, period. But I push myself to want to do it. It takes time for you to literally search the things that you want to search for you to even talk about. Now, I get it. It's part of you that you have to be authentic. I get that. I understand that. But at the same time, you still want to at least um, know what you're talking about when you're talking about it. You at least want to put yourself out there in this competitive market. So when people come to your channel and they start following you, right? They see that, hey, this person really do have something to offer, and I really do want to listen to what he or she have to say. It takes sacrifice. It takes you accepting the good, the bad, and the ugly. What do I mean by that? Through my journey of content creation, through the content that I put out there, right? I talk about things that's either positive or motivational. I talk about things that is um religious or spiritual, deal with spirituality, and I talk about things that trigger the hell out of people. But even when I talk about these things, right, I know that it's gonna be good parts about it. I know it's gonna be bad parts about it, and I know it's gonna be ugly parts about it. The good part about it is that some of the things that I say, right, people will gravitate towards it, and it will literally help them. It will literally change the course of their life because they probably be thinking about it, but I done literally said it, and it becomes confirmation to them. It be things that I say be literally triggering to people because I'm literally getting into people business about how the way they think. And so guess what? I end up getting pushback on it. Hence, this where people come into, like my chats or whatever, or come in, they'll end up trolling me. They'll do different things like that simply because they don't agree with what I'm saying. In reality, this is all part of the journey of content creation that you have to take in the good, the bad, and the ugly. You're gonna have people want to come on here and criticize you. You're gonna have people come on here and try to critique you, right? And say that you need to do things the way that they want you to do it without them understanding that you are doing things how the way you want to do it. And what's interesting about this, ladies and gentlemen, is that they be the first one to say that they want you to be your authentic self. Why manipulate it or even gaslighting you to say that you shouldn't be your authentic self? Or they don't agree with you being your authentic self. Say I'm lying. So you got to take in the good, the bad, and the ugly about content creation. You have to embrace it all. If you don't have tough skin to deal with people criticizing you, then content creation is not for you. And this is not only on YouTube, but this is for any type of platform. I have the desire for my content to reach infinite amount of audience. Whenever I'm on here, in my mindset, I am speaking to thousands of people, even though it don't be thousands of people in my chats, or even though it don't be thousands of people watching my video. Every single moment when I get on here, in my mindset, I'm talking to thousands of people. Now, some people they'll say that, well, that's unrealistic because in reality, that's not what it is. Ha 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 ha. I don't give a damn. And you should have that type of mentality. If you're truly about your content and about content creation, then you have to have that thick skin. You have to have that tough skin. You have to accept a lot of things that happen, especially with people who are known as subscribers, especially people who are known as trolls. You have to take in everything that they throw at you. People are going to criticize you. People are going to say things about you simply because they don't agree with what you're talking about. Hell, I say some things that's positive and motivational, and people still don't agree with it. But you have to take in all of that. That's part of being content creation. Another thing, too, is this part of content creation is to understand that you need to have your mental break. Now, I told you earlier that content creation, it takes a lot of sacrifice out of you. It takes time for you being away from your family. If you have family there or if you have a media circle there, it takes time away from that because you're constantly trying to create content. It takes time out of your personal life as well too, where you necessarily can't do things that you want to do because you focus on bringing content. You have to take time out for yourself for your mental health. The reason why I'm telling you this is because if you don't do that, it's going to create what is known as burnout. I done seen a lot of content creators, right? They strike up in live and they say these famous words: I am tired of YouTube and I'm going to quit YouTube. The reason why they say that is for 2 reasons. Well, actually 3. The first reason is this. They look at the numbers that they bring in, right? And they see that they have a desire to have a certain amount of numbers and they're not producing that. So they become discouraged of that. And on top of that, they end up seeing other channels where they do the absolute opposite of what they do, right? And they bringing in all these numbers effortlessly. The second part, what causes some burnout is this. You end up creating all this content constantly over and over and over again, and you're not getting nothing out of it in return. This comes to the point about monetization and stuff or getting paid to do what you do. You're not seeing no monetary value in it. The third part of it is that what I was talking about earlier about the trolling and the constructive criticism and this criticism. People constantly telling you over and over again that you need to be this certain type of way, and they doing all these different things like that, and you just get tired of it. And so you end up getting burnt out. So it's important for you to take your mental breaks from content creation. It is okay for you to not go live every single day. Because I see people, they'll go live every single day, or they'll at least produce videos every single day, which that's fine. But at the same time, you have to take care of yourself because you need to understand this. At the end of the day, even though you creating content or you creating a type of product for people to watch, right? At the end of the day, people don't give a damn about you personally. They don't. All they care about is the product that you producing out for them. So it is your responsibility to take care of yourself. If you feel like that you tired, you don't feel like doing content at all, period, even though you done gave it your absolute best in doing it, then take that break. Nothing wrong with it. Take a break away from it. Nothing wrong with it at all. Do that. Take time out to reevaluate. Take time out to plan. One of the things that I do is this is that I always plan out content that I'm going to put out. I go and journalize different things that I'm gonna talk about. Sometimes I talk about it, sometimes I don't talk about it right then and there, or I may talk about it months later. I have a journal where it be things that I see, I research, or I look at, right. I'm like, that's something I could talk about. And I probably won't even talk about that thing about 3 or 4 months later. But I do things like that, to stay scheduled with certain type of content that I'm gonna talk about. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. But even when I do that, right, I understand that I need that time out for myself. I need that time out to take care of myself. I also need that time out to be with my family as well too. Because once again, I told y'all earlier that this type of thing, content creation, is sacrificial. So I know that I need time out to spend time with my family. So I do that. Same thing with being a content creator. You need to take time out for yourself. Just do things. Don't even go live. There been many times where I didn't. Matter of fact, there been a lot of times where I've been out somewhere or I've been out with my family. I didn't even go live showing it to y'all because there was a personal moment between me and my family. I didn't need to pull out my phone and go live every single place that we go to and stuff, right? I shared that moment personally with my family. So therefore, even as being in content creation or so, right? If that's what you're trying to do, you don't need to go live every single moment, every single time to create content. Spend time with your family. Make that be a personal moment with you and your family because at the end of the day, it ain't nobody damn business. What you do. Facts. Just like I tell y'all, it is difficult being in content creation. I'm gonna share this with y'all as well too. Let's talk about monetization. A lot of these content creators are not being transparent with y'all about monetization. They're not being transparent and honest with y'all about this. The truth of the matter is this: monetization is solely based on whatever type of content or niche that you put out there. That's the first part of it. Second part of it is what is the YouTubers or the advertiser are willing to pay, or what they're willing to invest into. So if you're putting out certain content that they know that people is going to come to your channel and they're going to look at the ads, ad revenue and stuff, right? And it's not going to affect their way of business, then they are willing to pay more for that. But if you're putting out certain contents where it becomes a liability, then they either going to pay less than that or they're not going to pay at all. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. The current type of content that I put out there, right? Do y'all want to know honestly how much I make every single month when YouTube pay me? My average that I make every single month when YouTube pay me is roughly about $300 a month. Roughly. Roughly. And that's solely because of the niche that I talk about. Now, I could easily just shift my content and start talking about things where, it will attract the, the advertisers where they don't want to pay more. But in this current niche that I'm talking about, the type of content that I talk about, just like I say, it can be thought provoking, but at the same time, it can be very controversial. And so, therefore, it becomes a liability for these other said companies and stuff, right, who want to invest into that. So therefore, they in some cases they'll either pay less or they'll pay nothing at all. Period. So a lot of these content creators who are out there, don't let them sit up here and gaslight to y'all and lie to y'all to think that they're making money doing this. But they're in reality, depending on what they're talking about, they're not making a lot of money doing this. They're not. Unless you on a high level where you learn to leverage your content where it could be a balance, then that's different. That's a difference. So content creation is not a walk in the park. Content creation is not easy. It takes a lot to do content creation. Let me show y'all other things that I do on my workflow with content creation. I already told y'all earlier that I want to journalize things that I talk about, or research things that I talk about. Right. Another part of it is this. Normally, I research things that I talk about. Right. The next process is that I have to create a very captivating thumbnail if I decide to do it. Creating thumbnails is not easy. It is not, because you have to create a thumbnail that's going to pull people in. They call this the hook. Okay. That thumbnail is the foundation of your content. You have to create this thumbnail was going to hook people into want to tune into your content. So once after you research the certain topic that you want to talk about, you have to create a captivated thumbnail. That takes a lot of work. One of the things that I use for thumbnails, I use Canva. I put it out this way. I use a combination of Canva. I use a combination of Chat GPT as well too to help me design my thumbnails. I even also use vidIQ as well too to help design my thumbnails. Okay, so it can be captivating. So it could pull people in or hook people into my content. The next thing afterwards is tags. The next thing after is tags, creating tags. When you create tags, that allows people to know that the certain type of content that you putting out there. So say for example, you search about President Biden, right? Tags help YouTube to send people out there to your content talking about President Biden. if that make any sense. Tags also help with certain type of spellers. Like sometimes people will misspell certain things, right? And on tags will help with that as well too. Okay. Then another part on that is the actual description. The description and the title. You have to create a certain type of title that's also going to bring people into your content. You also have to have a certain type of description within your title that's going to give people an introduction to whatever it is that you're going to talk about. So you have to have all these different type of elements into your content creation so people know what to expect in your channel. And all of that takes time and work to do that. This is the reason why people end up hiring a team to do this certain type of thing. Now you can create the content and stuff, right? But they hire a team to do thumbnails, to do the description and all these different things because they know and understand that all of that takes work. Okay. So when you want creating content or creating good quality content, you have to add all these different things into your content creation. That is the only way the YouTube algorithm is truly going to acknowledge your content. Some people want be saying this. They say, "Oh man, YouTube is shadow banning me. They shadow ban me. I don't understand why they shadow ban me. I don't understand why my content is not in the algorithm." The reason why your content is not in the algorithm is because you're not doing all these things I'm telling you. Where you're creating a thumbnail. You're not writing in your description telling briefly about what it is you're saying in your description. You're not writing within your title certain keywords in your title so it could go into the one YouTube algorithm. You're not writing even in your description certain type of keywords what's going to help with the algorithm, nor you're not placing tags in your video that's going to help go into the algorithm to show that you are talking about this certain type of content. That's why it's not being discovered. And so at this point, you're allowing by chance that people is going to see your content without adding anything on that. And by chance, you have like nearly a 1% chance that one day somebody is going to literally look at your content like, huh, I never heard of you before. Let me click on your video. But all in all, you've been creating content for years, and this one person does not discover you. And the reason why is because of the things I'm telling you right now is that you're not doing your due diligence or making sure that you have everything in there. Keywords in your title, keywords in your description, keywords in your tags, creating a hook thumbnail to help with your content. And on top of that, when people come into your content, that your content is a good quality content and ain't just some ghetto pulled up content that you're just doing. So just like I tell y'all, this content creation thing, it is not easy when you're doing it for real. It is not easy. It is not a walk in the park at all. It's not. It takes time. One other thing I want to share with y'all is this. The long game is way more important than the instant game. I'm gonna say this again. The long game is way more important, way more efficient than the instant game. What I mean by this, there are many people out there who creating videos or creating live, and they go for the thing that's going to get them the instant views right then and there. Hence, this is what we talk about the drama content, or they believe that they strike up a live and get a whole panel full of people and let the people just go at it, going back and forth, and calling that content. But in reality, that's the short game. Because just like I told y'all earlier, it's limitations behind it. It's only going to go for it was only going to go far, and that's it. And on top of that, the bad part about that is that you're going to attract the certain type of audience who's going to be seeking for that every single time. So that's why whenever you talk about other type of content, so your views go down tremendously because you want to attract that certain type of audience who want that certain type of content instead of having a variety. I see content creators, right, where they say that they want to have what is known as a variety channel. They say that they want to have a variety channel, but they don't produce variety content. Or on top of that, they the variety isn't variety. It's a one trick pony. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? It's an honest one trick pony. It's a hellish freak show. And then once again, when they try to convert, then they can't. So the short game is not going to get you the results that you think that you want. But however, the long game is what's going to get you to where you need to be at. Those of y'all who follow my channel and follow the journey of my channel and follow the lounge and everything, y'all see the evolution of my channel. Y'all done see me go from point A to point B to point C, and y'all see the evolution of it. Y'all see the evolution of the change. Y'all see the journey. Y'all see that slowly but steady. I'm going more and more and more. I'm accelerating more and more and more. But thing about it is that I'm taking my time doing it. I'm taking my time and doing it. I'm taking my time and constantly building. I'm taking my time and constantly learning. I'm taking my time and constantly evolving. I'm constantly taking my time and making sure that the content that I produce out there, it be to the bestest quality possible. So one day, when the YouTube algorithm say, you know what, let's push this thing all the way out there. Then that's how people come and see this like, dang, how did I miss the Urban Lounge podcast? That because I took the time out and building it slowly and slowly. It's that old saying that slow and steady wins the race, which that's true. If you take your time and do the fundamental things, sister, right, like I'm telling you, that's ultimately what's going to cause you to win the race, not the short game. Not constantly doing the short game and going for the things that you believe that is going to help your channel, because it's going to kill it. It's going to kill it. That's why, you know what, I say this in the past. Sometimes I say this in my lives, right? That all that beefing content and all that content that you put out beefing and doxing and stuff, that's a short game, and it kills channels for real. It's never going to grow that way. You're always going to be stagnant. You're never going to go further than where you need to go, as long as you continue to do stuff like that. So the short end game is always what's going to win. You stick it to the fundamentals. You stick it to the foundations. Now, once again, talking about my children, right, and the activities that they're in, right. They coaches teaching them that, hey, stick to the foundation, stick to the things that we taught you. If you stick to the things that we taught you as the foundation, ultimately, what's going to happen is that you're going to develop in such a way that it's going to be perfected. But you still have to stick to the foundations of it. Don't never forget that. Likewise, in content creation, stick to the fundamentals, stick to the foundational things, and continue with that and be consistent. And that's another thing, too. Be consistent in what you do. Be consistent. What do I mean by be consistent? For example, with me personally, I have a certain type of schedule or certain type of time that I do certain things, right, on my channel. I make it my mission to go live at least the bare minimum, at least once a week. The bare minimum. No matter what, at least once a week. The one exception to the rule is I'm taking a break. That's the only exception to the rule. But I at least try to go live once a week. So you have to create a schedule for yourself. Whether it's you going live once a week or you go live once a day or wherever the case may be. That have to be your schedule and you have to stick to that schedule no matter what and be consistent with it, even when you don't want to do it. You have to be consistent. You have to be consistent with it. Wherever it is, wherever your schedule is, you have to be consistent with it. And once again, don't allow yourself to get burned out. Oh, that's another thing too. I just thought about this. Now I didn't and I understand this. I have seen content creators, right? They do their channels and they focus their channels on doing, panel lives. Okay. And within the panel lives, they end up having panel lives where they be live for over 2 or 3 hours. They be live for about 3 or 4 hours. I done seen people who literally did 24-hour long panel lives. The reason why I mention this is because, first of all, I understand the concept behind it. I understand that these type of creators, right? They do it because they trying to build their watch hours. I get that, understandable. But the bad part about doing that is that you will create a burnout way faster than doing a live for just an hour. Because keep in mind that you are human. You can only do it so much. You can only put up with so much because you do these type of lives where you be 5 or 6 hours long on the panel or 24 hours live and stuff, right? And you hearing all this type of different type of energy and behavior, is going to burn you out way faster because you're processing all this and you're allowing all this to go into your spirit. And so it's messing with you mentally and it's also messing with you spiritually as well too. And you need that break. If you don't allow yourself to get that break, you are going to get burned out very fast. So all I'm saying is that if that's something that you trying to do for watch hour purposes, right? My suggestion is that you limit it. You don't have to do a long 5, 6 hour stream. You can limit it to doing it at least about at the most an hour 30 minutes and be done with it. And do another show afterwards, the very next day or what you want to do. That way it prevent you from being burned out. Because I'm telling you, I done seen it. I done seen where content creators did this and they did all that and keep going, and they get totally burned out. And let's say, they're not going live or they're not producing videos or anything like that for 3 or 4 months or longer than that. So you got to be consistent in what you do. You got to be honest with yourself as well too with what you do. Be honest. There's certain type of content that people put out there, right? And I'm gonna be real. There's certain content that is just not for you at all, period. Now I understand that people have freedom of speech. I understand that people could talk about, whatever the hell that they want to talk about and turn into content. Understandable. But some things is just not for you. It's not built for you. This is where this concept about discovering your niche comes from. Discovering your niche is simply this. It is something that you're passionate about. You're passionate about sharing it to other people where it don't seem like you're forcing it. It's something that it just come natural out of you and you just do it. And the moment when you do it right and you begin to talk about it right, immediately people become hooked to that because they're hooked to your authenticity behind that. So wherever it is, don't be trying to do content because you see other people doing it. Well, this person talk about this, I'm gonna do the same as that thing. No, you literally stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Wherever it is, wherever you discover that you're passionate about, do it. And I guarantee that once we do that, it's going to pull in the right people, it's going to pull in the right support for your channel. Now, I hope that this live is giving y'all all the things that I deal with every single day of being a content creator. I didn't deal with that. I didn't deal with being burned out. I didn't deal with being tired. I didn't deal with making bad decisions where, I'm thinking that I need to be a part of something to help grow my channel. But in reality, I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to do that. I'm gonna share with y'all one last point. The final point that I want y'all to take away from this about content creation. Learn to network with the right people who have the right intentions for you. Once again, learn how to network with the right people who have the right intentions for you. Don't be networking with people or networking with fellow content creators because their channel is bigger than yours. Once again, don't be simply trying to network with other content creators because their channel bigger than yours. No. It is very important for you to vet out content creators. Now, I talk about this even in relationships. Why I challenge people every single day in relationships that you need to vet out each other before you get into that same relationship with them. It's no different on YouTube where you need to vet out that person because some people or some content creators, they're not a good fit for you, even though they have high numbers and they doing certain things on their channel, whatever, and they do have the potential to help your channel grow. But at the end of the day, is it really a good fit for you? Is it really compatible for the type of channel or type of niche that you're going for or what you're trying to do? I had learned this the hard way that whenever when you're networking, right, you don't need to network with any old type of people. You need to honestly network with people who are in the same, not only the same type of niche that you are in, right, but also network with people to see where their mind is at, see where their mentality is at. Because if you do that, right, I guarantee that the moment when you network with, with these said people or these said content creators, right? I guarantee that whenever y'all have a discussion or, like in these days on YouTube, you have like a panel or open panel, right? Or you may be in the chat and you end up saying certain things about, their talking points. Best believe that they're not going to get upset and it's not going to become a beef. Once again, best believe that they're not going to get upset. It is not going to become a beef. The reason why is because you vetted out that content creator and you see where their mind is at, you see where their mentality is at, and you know without a shadow of doubt that this is actually a good person or a good content creator because they're not about all that. They're not about trying to get every single moment. Okay. So make sure that you properly vet out and make sure that they fit, that y'all fit each other, that y'all are compatible with each other. I have networking and being into certain spaces and stuff, right, where I run into certain content creators and we immediately end up on gelling together. What we immediately end up gelling together, we end up immediately becoming compatible. Not because of the stuff that they say, right? But it's because of what they do. It's because of their character. It's because of who they are. And that's another point I want to mention to y'all. There are content creators who they don't have a good character about themselves at all, period. They don't have good morals about themselves, period. Or they don't have as I call it, a moral compass about themselves. They're way too loose. Meaning that they'll use every moment. They'll use every moment to get any type of content out of anybody at any given time. So that's why it's important for you to, when you do network, make sure it be with the right compatible person who's going to be compatible for the content that you put out there. So like I say, I hope this live is helping y'all out today. That I'm helping y'all with content creation, letting y'all know the reality of it, letting y'all know that it is not an easy thing. It's not as simply striking up a video and talking. It is more intuitive in that, and this whole entire thing is for people who actually want to be content creators, who want to have the desire of content creation. Is that you have to put the work into it. It takes sacrifice. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, that you're watching this live right now, and you're the ones who created a type of content, and you want to pivot away from it, right? And you're asking yourself, you say, Urban, well, I'm that type of person who's doing this right now. What do I need to get out of that? Good question. Good question. What you'll need to get out of it is that you'll need to reevaluate. You need to reevaluate the type of content that you're seeking to do. That's the first part of it. The second part of it is what I said earlier about sacrifice. Another part of sacrifice is that you got to understand that once when you want to pivot and start doing a whole different content creation, you got to sacrifice your current subscribers. Once again, you got to sacrifice your current subscribers, because the type of subscribers that you currently had gained, right, they're only there for that type of particular content creation. The moment when you pivot and start doing another type of content creation, guess what they're going to do? First of all, especially if they your day ones, right? The first thing they're going to do, they're going to question it. They're going to say, "Why are you not talking about the stuff that we want you to talk about?" The second thing, what they're going to do is this. They're going to like, well, it looked like you kind of getting out of, your direction of where we want you to go, right? So what they're going to do, they're going to manipulate you into getting back into the content that they want you to talk about. How do they do that? Glad you asked. They'll go onto other people channels and stuff, right? They'll go on the other people channels, they'll look at it, they'll watch it, and they'll send you, if they're connected to you, right, they'll send you an email, or they'll send you a text saying, "Hey, look at this. This is what's happening. This and that and that and that. It's what's happening right now. You need to talk about this. You need to talk about this." And so you get this message, and you know what? I am going to talk about it, but not understanding that them type of subscribers just manipulating you into going back into the very thing that you say that you're trying to pivot away from. So that's why I say that you have to sacrifice even your subscribers. You have to sacrifice them. The last and final thing that these subscribers would do to you is this. They'll say, well, since you're not talking about the stuff that I want to talk about, they'll put it in the chat. I don't know why subscribers do this stupid shit, but they'll put it in the chat, these words: "I'm out. I'm done. I'm out." Like, by them saying, "I'm done, I'm out," it's going to make you say, "No, no, 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 don't leave. Don't leave. Please don't leave. Stay." Like, what the hell?
That's bullshit.
Like, what the hell? By you saying I'm out, it's not going to change that unless you're allowing them type of subscribers to manipulate you. But I'm letting you know, even when they say stuff like that, that is a manipulation tactic that they're trying to get you to talk about the content that they want you to talk about, not what you want to talk about. So that's why I say that it takes for you to sacrifice your subscribers. One of the best things that happened to me, right, is this. The moment when I decided that I want to pivot and take my content creation to a whole nother level, right, and I made a choice that I no longer wanted to be a part of a certain type of thing, guess what happened to me? Subscribers instantly start unsubscribing from me. I got them one message in my own chat. I'm out. I got them messages. Everything I'm telling y'all about is I dealt with it through experience, through content creation. I got them messages. I'm out. And do you want to know how I felt about that? Nothing. I like, okay, bye. But that let me honestly know that them said type of people wasn't truly there for me to begin with in the first place. I lost a lot of subscribers. I think I lost almost like 1,000 subscribers. But that was a good thing because two things happened. It allowed me, the first thing allowed me to get into my arrogant mode to prove people that I never needed them to begin with in the first place. So it made me get into my arrogant mode to prove a point that I could produce content without them, which I did. Another thing, it proved the point that, once again, like I stated earlier, that them people really wasn't for me to begin with in the first place. Y'all know how it is, right? People will only sub up to your channel because they cool with another content creator and stuff, right? And they just sub up to you just because they cool, because y'all cool with each other. But the moment when you're no longer cool or whatever, right, then they unsub, right? They let you know that they never was for you to begin with in the first place. Am I lying? But that's why I dealt with and content creation. That's what I dealt with. So allow that sacrifice to happen. Allow people to walk out of your content. Allow them to do that weird stuff they do, and just dust your shoulder off and keep moving and keep producing and never give up. Have a support system where they'll always encourage you to keep pushing. Your real people who are really there for you, they're gonna stay there for you, no matter what. I have people who are on this channel right now, and I call them my day ones. They've been with me through everything. They've been with me through the good, the bad, the ugly. They've been through with me when I constantly changed my own content, the evolution of it, and everything. They've been through with me when I talk about things that even what they don't even agree with, what they even would give me pushback on, but they're still there to this day. So it's good for you to have that type of support system that's going to constantly encourage you to keep pushing and motivating you. And last but not least, it always good for you to have self-love about yourself, which I was telling you earlier about the whole mental health thing, taking mental breaks. It's good for you to have self-love about yourself where you're confident, even in yourself, even when people want to bring you down. Now, I mentioned earlier about me, being arrogant and all that stuff. There's a reason why I'm the way that I am. The reason why the way I am is that I'm proving the point to not only the people, but I'm proving the point to myself that I know I can do it, regardless of how the way people feel about me. And I know that being arrogant sells as well too. I ain't gonna lie, it do. Being arrogant sells like I ain't nothing because people, for some strange reason, people don't like people for some strange reason, people don't like people being arrogant. I don't understand that. When all it is just a confident factor, and that's it. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. But let me I'm gonna do this before we end the show. Let me go ahead and address some of the comments in the chat. Once again, I appreciate each and every last one of y'all pulling up to the stream, and I hope that the things I share with y'all will help y'all in y'all content creation journey for those of y'all who are seeking to do better on your channel. All right, so I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all a whole lot. First of all, I appreciate you on Super Chat for enjoying your life. I appreciate you for always supporting the stream. Thank you. Appreciate that a whole lot. Thank you. Thank you so much for supporting me all these times. Even when you don't agree with me, you still support me. I appreciate it a whole lot. Thank you so much. Appreciate everyone who are in the building right now. I see you, Pikachu, Slim. I see you in the building. Appreciate you, bro. Jordan Light 20 is in the building as well, too. I seen Sour Patch in the building. Appreciate you. Appreciate you as well too. Those of y'all who are in the bushes watching, appreciate y'all, and those of y'all who are catching the replay, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Mimi, I see you in the building as well too. Thank you so much. Let me go here. Oh, Lionel as well too. What's up with it, little bro? Let me get to some of these comments. Mimi, she said that. I know that's right. It gets frustrating. Let me fix this. Make this bigger. Now, I made this shit disappear. There you go, it's back. Let me fix this real quick so I get bigger. All right. All right. There. So Mimi said, I know that's right. It gets frustrating. Yeah, it does. It do. It do. Absolutely. Yes, that's pretty good because you put out a lot of content. Yes, I agree. I do. Absolutely. Absolutely. So drama really doesn't pay that well. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And you want to know how I know that drama doesn't pay very well? Is this. Here's the telltale sign that you know that YouTube don't pay for drama content. The telltale sign is this. When you hear content creators say this, hit the cash out. Hit the cash out. Hit me in my Venmo, PayPal. That lets you know that they're not getting paid for YouTube. YouTube is not paying them for their content like how the way they want it to. That's why they say that. Now they probably get payment and donations and stuff through their PayPal or Cash App and different things like that, depending on how it is or depending on what they're talking about. But for us, get it paid through YouTube. No advertisers not going to pay for that. They only going to pay either a little because once again, the advertisers look at it as business. They look at it as a liability. When you put some stuff out there, it becomes a liability for their company. Meaning that, let's say this. Let's say that you're producing this certain type of content, right? Other people is going to look at that advertiser as though they're sponsoring the things that you're talking about. If that makes sense. So if this said person or this said advertiser is sponsoring this content, it becomes a liability, meaning that you agree with what they said. And they go through a lot of legal actions as well too. So it's not good for them. It's not good for business. So that's why they only pay either a little or none at all. So yeah. Lionel, he ended up, which he being honest with. He said we don't even get once a week. We be seeing you once a month at this point. Yes, he do. Now Lionel is Lionel. He's one of them dudes, man. He do be holding me accountable for my content for real because he really do want better for my content. So he really do push me a lot to put out content for real. He really do. So that's why I say I understand where he's coming from. I'm not going to want to troll him nothing like that because the things he talking about, it is true. It is absolutely true. This was a very good live, very, very informative. I appreciate you on that. The enemy don't want this word out. Yep. I appreciate you for taking the time out to put content out. No problem. Let's see. What people who don't I'm sorry, what are people who don't create content? They just react to everyone else content. Now, let me tell you about that, Mimi. They call them people reactionary channels, okay? So basically the whole concept of our reactionary channel is this. They take somebody else's content and they do reaction on it. Now, according to YouTube community guidelines and standards, right, they absolutely can do that. Now, the only thing about it is this. When they do that, the reaction had to be transformative, meaning that they're not sitting up here just striking their live and just playing somebody's content without adding some type of transformative value on there. Transformative value means is that they giving commentary on it, whether it's positive or negative, or they literally transform it. Like say for example, like when y'all over here on my channel, right, and I'll be showing y'all like a double screen and stuff, right? I'll show y'all screen of people on TikTok and they talking about these different things, and I'm reacting to it. That's what it means about being transformative, that you're doing things that is uniquely different from the original form of the content. Okay. So as long as they're doing that, then they can react to that. Now, there are reactionary channels that are successful in doing it. There are other reactionary channels that people think that they're are reactionary, but in reality, they use that reactionary to do what is known as drama content or beef purposely. Now, once again, them type of channels is the ones that I see throughout my experience are stagnant. They're not going nowhere. They're only going to be at a certain point, and that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. But other reactionary channels, they constantly growing all the time. Like say, for example, in the space that I'm in right now, I react to a lot of red pill, manosphere, um, political and religious content. They're my big four that I react to all the time. And in them particular spaces, these other channels are reactionary channels as well too. And they're doing good for themselves and they're thriving and growing and evolving. And so it's nothing wrong with that at all. Um, whatever content done should be designed around respect of the person and respect of their opinion, which I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I agree. Tina, salute, welcome. Ooh, Lord. Hey, what did you use for the call in link to set up without the panel? Good question. So people use StreamYard, okay, for them to set up their call in or set up their panel, okay. But me, I use a totally different program. I use a program known as Ecamm. All right. So with Ecamm, I can literally the screen share of my own screens. Now, like I tell people and stuff on some people say this about somebody. Why you look at this and look right and looking left? The reason why because I have three different total of three different monitors. So what I do is that I use Ecamm as my primary source of programming, right? And with Ecamm, I screen share other programs. Like say, for example, I can screen share StreamYard without paying the paid version of StreamYard. And so that's what I do. Other people do calling lines like this. They'll create a what would they call it? A Google number. They'll create a Google number, right? Or virtual Google number, and they allow people to call in through Google, and then they will capture the audio device and allow people to call in that way. So that is a couple of techniques that people use to do the call in, but that's how I do my call ins, okay? If they answer the question. Slim, he said this. Thank you, brother. Me as new to content creation, I needed to hear this. Oh, you're welcome, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Do you honestly think there's growth in content I put out there about spirituality? That is a very good question. The answer to that question, Mimi, is yes. There is absolute value in the content that you put out in spirituality. I know you understand this, but I'm gonna say this in a way. You understand that there are different sectors out in YouTube, right? There are different sectors out of YouTube, including spirituality and religious sectors. I done seen them. I done been in them. So, well, with that being said, right, your content do have value in it. Your content will have growth in it. But to be transparent with you, and I'm gonna be dead honest with you. The reason why your content for us, why I done seen, right? The reason why the content that you're putting out there is stagnant the way it is simply because of not you, but it's because of your subscribers. Because your subscribers are used to you being a certain type of way, or they're used to you putting out a certain type of content. That's the God honest truth. So the moment when you want to shift and start putting out more spiritual content, guess what? Those says type of subscriber don't want to hear that. It's the same thing with what's her name? Amanda. With our content that she put out that she want to first she was she was partnering with you and stuff, right? And y'all was doing different things like Bible study and different things like that, right? And then you wasn't getting enough following. The reason why is because of the current subscribers that you have. The current subscribers that you have honestly don't want to hear that content. To be God honest with you. So what you need to do is this. The only way you're going to get out of that is that you're going to have to start pushing your content to people who honestly want to hear it. The best way you're going to have to do that is that you're going to have to start promoting your content. Just like I was telling you earlier about putting in the work into it, when I was telling you about thumbnails, making sure you want to do your tags and stuff, right? Making sure that even in your one titles, it has certain keywords in your title where YouTube is going to throw it out there to people who may be interested in it. So you're going to have to start putting into the work to start pulling in the right people for your content. So the right people could come over there and they start listening to your content. That's what's going to end up happening so it can grow. So yeah, to answer your question, like yes, it does. There's value in that. Absolutely it is. Absolutely. Maybe tell myself so that's why you're arrogant. Yep, facts. Sometimes you gotta cut your fingers to save your hand. Facts. That's a big facts, bro. Big facts. I agree. And I have come to find out that that's how you recognize who your core supporters are. Facts. Mhm. Absolutely. Let me see. Drumming is draining. Yeah. And then Meet Ecamm Live. No, it's Ecamm. The program is called Ecamm. Now, Tina, if you after this live is over, if you go to my main page, matter of fact, I'll show it to you real quick. I put, matter of fact, I'll show you exactly what it is, so y'all can understand what I'm saying. All right, let me pull it up. Now, different people use different programs, but this is a program that I use all the time. And do it cost to use this? Yes, it do. Like anything, it costs to do the things that you do. But let me I'll share with y'all real quick. Oh, what's this? Right screen? Oops. It's full left screen. My bad. All right. So here it is. This is the program I use. It's called Ecamm Live. This program I use all the time. Now, other people they use like OBS, they use Streamlabs, which that's fine too, But the reason why I use this particular program is because it allows me to be in full control of my content creation. Where I could literally design whatever it is I want to design. I could design scenes, I could design effects, I could do whatever it is I want to do without being limited to, the possibilities. The thing about like with StreamYard is that you have to use the program that they got built into the system, and that's it. And I don't like that. I want to be in total control of what I do. And so that's why I use Ecamm with my content creation. And I've been using Ecamm for years, years with my content creation. So that's what it is. So you can want to check it out and see how it is. There are other programs that are out there in the market as well too that you can want to check out too. But that's what I use. That's my main program that I use all the time is Ecamm. Hope that answer your question. Now, if you're not, I put it this way: if you're not computer savvy, if you don't want to put into the work and making your content, or making your content as different as possible, then I wouldn't recommend use Ecamm because if you're not familiar with a lot of stuff, then it can be complicated. Okay. So if you want simplicity, then yeah, I recommend you either use a StreamYard or Restream. Or if you want to want to be extremely simple, you could just, you know, use your computer and go live on your computer, strictly to YouTube, or however way you want to do it. It is fine. So once again, y'all, I hope that the things that I share with y'all, it help y'all. It help y'all. It give y'all the understanding about content creation. Let y'all know the work that you have to put into content creation. I hope that the things I share with y'all as well too is give y'all a different perspective about your journey in content creation too. I hope the things that I share with y'all give you a certain type of transparency, even about um, my journey of the things that I go through with content creation, even the amount of money I make on her. Now I know in the future that there's a possibility that I could probably make more than what I'm making. You know what I'm saying? And I leave that open for me to do that. But right now, I'm always constantly striving to be the best version of myself within content creation, and you should be the same exact way as well too. So, mother, what's up with it, bro? But you should be the same exact way too in content creation. So once again, I hope that the things I share with y'all, it'll help you in your journey of content creation. You know what I'm saying? And you just take it for what it is. Now, one last thing too before I go live, I always try to do my best to not gatekeep certain things to people. All right. I always try to do my best to be as transparent as possible to people. But sometimes, there's some things that I'm learning now that, you probably need to gatekeep it. I'm just being dead serious because, like, sometimes, you're running to, certain situations where, you do try to be cool, but people would take it to a whole nother level, but that's neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah. So once again, I hope that the things I share with y'all, it help you out in your journey of content creation. Those of y'all who are content creators as well too, it is my hope that when I come to your said channels in the future, that I see on the evolution in your channels. I see growth and development in your channels. I see that you're taking time in the journey. Where one day that your channel would blow up. Hell, you know what I'm saying? Those of y'all who are watching watching this stream right now, I probably said something that was revolutionary to you, and next thing you know, you end up doing these things, and your channel blow up bigger than mine. So guess what? And am I going to be mad about that? Am I going to be upset about that? Am I going to be judged about that? Hell no. In fact, I'm going to celebrate it. I'm going to celebrate it. I'm going to celebrate it. Absolutely, I'm going to celebrate it. Because I know that one moment, that one thing that I share with y'all literally changed the course of your content creation. And so I'm good with that. I'm good with that. So when I pull up to your channels and stuff, right, where if you go live or you're doing videos or shorts, wherever the case may be, I just my goal is that I want to see the evolution of your channel. I want to see your channel growing into the way that you want it to be. That's what I want to see. I want to see your vision. I want to see your game plan. I want to see your business strategy behind that as well too, and see the evolution of that. Y'all let me know, not only in the chats, but in the comment section, how y'all feel about this on live. You know what I'm saying? How y'all feel about everything that I'm sharing with y'all right now about content creation, about the things that you need to watch out for in content creation as well too. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this. Let me know if you want to agree with it. Let me know if you agree with it as well too. Give me your feedback on it. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing I do is that I do go back here and read comments for not only the chat, but actually the comments after the video as well too. I always do that. How do y'all think I get my inspiration from my next topics?
What?
Because I'll be reading y'all comments. You know what I'm saying? I read them all the time. I really do. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this. If you agree with it, you disagree with it. Matter of fact, in the comments, y'all let me know about y'all personal journey or content creation and what are you doing to get to the level that you want to be at. And let me know. Let me know about the certain mistakes that you made as well too in content creation. Because like I stated earlier, I made mistakes in content creation. I made mistakes in not networking properly, you know what I'm saying? Made mistakes in putting certain content out there that I shouldn't have put out there. It wasn't a part of who I was, you know what I'm saying? All kind of stuff, But it's all trial and error, y'all. So y'all let me know. Joy, what's up with it? Salute. Salute. So you know what? I'll do this for y'all real quick. How about this? Um, Y'all want to have a brief conversation with me real quick before we end the slide? Because I'll drop the link for y'all real quick. So y'all could call in and have a brief conversation with me about this topic, by the way. Um, I'll drop the link real quick and y'all come in and y'all can have a brief conversation. Maybe you want to talk to me about your journey of content creation. Maybe you want to get, advice about it as well too. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you want to give my own opinion or perspective about it as well too. So I'm gonna drop this link. If you want to come up real quick, you want to talk about it, we could chop it up real quick. We call in and we could talk about it. Now, once again, we only talk about this particular topic, which is content creation. We ain't talking about nothing else. We only talk about content creation, my current topic. All right. So if you come up here and start talking about other stuff, I'm gonna drop you. No lie. So if you want to come up here, I'll give you the moment to come up here and then you'll real talk and let me know how you feel about this current topic. Let me know about your current goals about content creation. Let me know about um, the good and bad and ugly that you have experienced as a content creator. All right. If you want to know any type of other type of opinions about my journey, come up here by all means, and we will share it. Irby, give them 5 minutes to get ready. Yeah. And once again, this is now also this is not a thing where I'm sitting up here trying to debate y'all because one of the biggest things that I'm known of in this YouTube street is that I'm known as being a debater. I'm known as being a debater and a good debater on top of that. And so this is not no debate thing. This is not a debate stream or anything like that. We're just truly just having a conversation. All right. So so I'm giving y'all the moment. Floor is yours. You want to come up and chop it up with me real quick? By all means, call in. Floor is yours, so we can chop it up. Other than that, we'll end the stream and we'll go from there. While we waiting on that, make sure y'all tune in to my show as well too. And I already dropped on content earlier this week. Make sure you tune in to the replay of that. I actually did a how long the live was that, Lionel, we did? Oh, it was 6 hours. I did a 6-hour live. I don't know how the hell that happened. But we did a 6-hour live. So go make sure you go and catch the replay of that. I was also in the process of working on clipping a lot of that because I had talked about a lot of stuff on that particular show. All right. And so I'm working on clipping that into individual videos so y'all can want to check that stream out. That stream was very, 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 very great. My talking points was pretty good as well too. And also the second half of the stream, I actually had a call in line where people came up and we had a really good conversation as well too. So go ahead and check that stream out. Really good stream. Go check that out. Check that out. And I promise you that you'll enjoy the feedback behind that. All right. So yeah. So yeah. So I guess nobody's coming up. This is all good to me. I'm good, but I just gave y'all the opportunity. So it's all good to me. Y'all have to. So other than that, y'all, I appreciate y'all tuning into the stream. Make sure that y'all hit the one like button because it helped the channel out a whole lot. And I appreciate that. Those of y'all who not sub up to my channel, make sure you are sub up to my channel so you can always get this thought-provoking content every single time I produce it. All right. Last but not least, take care of yourself, man. Make sure that y'all doing things to take care of yourself for real because life is short, man. Life is short. Um, take care of yourself. Enjoy life. Don't get caught up with all this other stuff. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's really not worth it. It's not worth your mental health. It's not worth you end up losing your life prematurely over silly stuff. You know what I mean? I'm not seeing different content creators that that have passed away recently and stuff. I didn't talk about it simply because I just wanted to reserve that right for them to or their families to go through that grieving process. You know what I mean? But even then, live your life. Live your life to the fullest. You know what I mean? Don't let this thing be your life, period. Okay. So, other than that, thank y'all so much for tuning into the show. I will see y'all again on the next episode, which I may go live tonight, y'all. We'll see. Because I got some stuff I got to talk to y'all about too that I discovered. All right. So, I may go live later on tonight. So, make sure y'all want to have your notifications set when I do go live. All right. So, see y'all later. Peace out. Peace out, damn it.